Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our lower bracket quarter-final. And I say final singular because we do have one forfeit, as we've mentioned in previous videos. AFBS, receiving their second bye of the whole tournament, were able to get the auto win over Sinister 6 and have therefore moved on to that lower bracket semi-finals. So we now have our second lower bracket quarter-final between Diki Suaves and vbq. Let's talk about the paths they took to get here as these bans start to come in. Diki Suaves coming in from the upper bracket took a 3-0 over Kage Summit, but were then knocked down in the upper bracket semi-finals by In and Out in a 3-1. They've only played 2 rounds so far. Whereas in the lower bracket, having to take a much longer route, vbq took a 3-0 versus Sexy 6, took a 3-0 versus Kage Summit, and they took a 3-0 versus Frenzy Flame. Since they've been sent down to the lower bracket, vbq have yet to drop a map. Now let's see what they can do here as we head into Symbiotic Surface for the first map in this best out of 5. Namor going to be protected right over in Season 0, pre-Sue Storm and pre-Mr. Fantastic, let alone the Human Torch and the Thing. Hela going to be banned out. A skip on vbq's second ban. They just take out Iron Man and let everything else go, giving themselves a few more options. Keeping it nice and simple. Let's see, Draith, considering that Adam Warlock, vbq, they do like to bring out the line on that Star-Lord from time to time. Pelo, also one of the best flyer players, and that's why we are seeing that Iron Man getting removed here. Nash onto their Magic, one of their favorites. Let's introduce our players as we head into game number 1 of this best of 5 here in the North America bracket for console in Season 0 Doom's Rise. Quick reminder, you're seeing PC keyboard and mouse controllers on the side because I'm observing on PC and it always defaults to that. All the players will have been playing on controller. On the left-hand side, in the blue trunks, on defense, it is Diki Suaves with Nash on the Magic. Lopez Tozashi will be playing the Groot. Josen G is playing Doctor Strange. Vencom will be busting out the Lunar Snow. Pelo is bringing out the Star-Lord. And Joker Lol will be on the Loki. And on the right-hand side, in the red trunks, it will be vbq as they portal in with NA Goat on that Doctor Strange. Draith bringing out the Cloak and Dagger to line on Winter Soldier, looking for a bionic hook, blocked by the Groot Wall. Ling Jaeul playing the Lunar Snow, her bad pup onto the Namor, and Kuchu will be playing Torn. Gonna try and push up, try to make their way onto the point to try and contest the objective. That's Nash on the flank, wrapping around behind, goes straight for the support, takes out Lunar Snow on that strategist, but will go down in exchange, leaving Lopez Tozashi as the only frontliner left here, as Strange went down as well. Still going in with the Spore Bomb, going hyper-aggressive, will be forced to back away, taking a little bit too much damage. That Lightning Domain also slowing them down. They're still trying to contest it though. Pelo falls, and again we're seeing vbq getting one by one, slowly building up the body count as they creep forward inch by inch towards this point. Take out some of the Loki clones. Strange on the flank, doing a lot of pressure onto her bad pup. Do they have the support? Yes, they do. They've got that Lunar Snow for their healing, even if they're not in range. As long as someone's getting healed, then her bad pup will be able to get the sustain up. Continuing to take out the Loki clones, removing them from the board. Chased down by Josen G, who gets the double elimination. Starting to make their way back to the defensive point. Diki Suaves holding currently on 0%. Able to prevent even a third of the objective from going over to vbq. But vbq, they've managed to build up some ultimates here. They've got that God of Thunder pre-buff, so it's interruptible with crowd control. There isn't a lot of crowd control. There's Ayavagamoto, there's a straggling prison that might work, and there is that Lunar Snow. This could be the main tool utilized to try and interrupt this. Diving in for Nash, who drops the Dark Child. God of Thunder comes down, gets damaged, but it is blocked beautifully here by Veckham. Trying to hold the line. Sorry, JWol was the one who blocked that. The line gets a reset of 1 for the Kraken Impact. Lands a second, but the Fate of Both Worlds is preventing any more resets. Down they go, and vbq are driven off the point once again. Diki Suaves hold for a second time. A very slow first reset for Delight, and after that, Fate of Both Worlds did come out from Veckham, shutting down the counter push here. Take a shot, comes in, a little bit of damage. JWol's going to have to stand in front of their clone to get a little bit of the healing. Or wait for Lunar Snow to finish dealing with the front line. Or be very patient, hope they don't get hit, and drop it in regeneration domain, which they're going to do, sending 2 forward. They do overlap a little bit, but they're going to try and break through as the Galactic Legend is deep in the backline. Looking to try and take out the strategist onto Linjae. Blaster Barrage taken down immediately, though. Numbers advantage still going over to Diki Suaves, though. That's going to be a quadruple as vbq only grabbing 1. Diki Suaves keep their hold going. 30 seconds remaining. Portal is back up, and here they come. vbq with what might be their last push of this game. Trying to make the play, trying to make it happen. Horde of Proteus sent into the backline, taking down Joker, stunning them, giving a little bit of extra time to try and push through. Blaster Barrage is entirely dodged by her bad pup. Trying to hold the line, trying to push in. Grew straggling prison to try and shut down the front line as vbq are so zoned off the point here, and Diki Suaves hold it on 0%. That was an incredible performance. Diki Suaves looking great right now in a lower bracket quarter final, holding a 0%er. That is big for them. And vbq, they are in serious danger now of losing not just this series, but their first map of the entire tournament since the actual bracket phase started. From round 10 onwards, they have yet to drop a single map, and now they're in serious danger of doing so. Let's see what they can do.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Any hero swaps here? Looks like no. Bringing the exact same thing once again. Kuchu on that thorn. Big fan of the Wolverine. It was banned out by Diki Suaves. Keeping the targeting onto the enemy team, giving themselves the zoning that they need as defense positions are going to be set up. Her bad pup going to be one of the key tools here, with someone like a Magic trying to dive in, trying to set up and just pick you off as you push in. Having someone like a Namor that can hit them from multiple angles and really try and whittle down their health pool can be an absolutely huge pickup. Something that is definitely not going to change into Season 1. Sending the shots. The wall. Blocking off the point. Groot already stepping up. There's 3 bodies of vbq on the point, but Diki Suaves are creeping in one at a time. These are some very good setups here, though, by her bad pup as the line takes out Josen G. It's a 2-for-1 right now. NA Goat goes down, but that's the main front line, putting a lot of pressure onto Kuchu to try and hold this. Lopez Tozashi takes out the line, actually evening up the elimination count and staggering them for a lot of effectiveness here, forcing Groot off the point so they can keep the push going, but the channel is already coming in. Remember, they only need a third of the channel. Kuchu dropping low, Awakening Rune getting healed up, but they're getting blocked off here, picked off, and suddenly they are in serious danger. NA Goat tries to touch the point, but it's already over.
1, 2, 0.
That is going to be game number 1, going over to Diki Suaves. Taking full control there. Lopez Tozashi having a perfect Groot game there. playing it safe, backing up, getting healed when needed, but splitting the team away from their strategists. 9k damage, highest in the game, gets the MVP, 8 final hits, 17 eliminations, never got taken out. 19k damage blocked, literally topping every single statistic that is available in this round, except for assists, which is in fact going to go over to vbqJWol, Venkum, etc. And of course healing numbers, because Groot does not heal. But that was absolutely incredible. A incredibly beautiful performance there. 19k damage blocked is 5k more than NA GOAT. 9k damage is 1k more than Magic. That was a clinic. Lopez Tozashi showing the power of Groot and getting Diki Suaves their first win of this series. Looking at the healing numbers, is going to go over to Venkum, keeping that Groot up. 11k healing, 10k for vbqJWol, 8 and just under 10k for Draith. Lingjeo, a little bit behind, like we said, with that 8. Powerful, powerful performance coming in from Diki Suaves there. Huge shout out to Lopez Tozashi, as we are going to get ourselves set up for map number 2. Remember, if you are enjoying, then this is your opportunity to subscribe. We're trying to aim for 5k subscribers before the beginning of the Season 1 games on March 8th. Meaning that at the time we recorded this, it's the 25th. There is still a few days left, over a week, for us to try and hit that goal. Let me look at my statistics, actually. Let's see where we are. Let's see how close we are to it. 4,545. We need 455 subscribers in the next week and a bit. It's not the most unlikely. My average subscribers per day seems to be anywhere between 31 and 10. That's potentially doable, but is still going to be difficult. So if you could subscribe, ring that bell, and share the video with your friends, with anyone you think will enjoy Marvel Rivals esports content, consider dropping the support there. Big shout out, by the way, to our newest super chat. Thank you for the donation to Trilliana. We called them Lana because they used to play on the same team as me when I played a little bit of Heroes of... I say a little bit, a lot of Heroes of the Storm back in the day. On a casual semi-pro level, just for a little bit of fun there. They were absolutely fantastic, really good person. And thank you very much for that super chat. It is very appreciated. And of course, thank you to our member, John, who is continuing to support the channel monthly by keeping the donation going and also getting access to all these videos a day early, sometimes more than a day early if stuff is going on. For example, the day I'm recording this is the 25th. I am going out on the 27th through the 28th. So I will be trying to put up 3 videos to make sure that those videos go up on time, meaning that the members will get them in advance. So there is a solid option available to you. There's a little bit of temptation. But for now, let's get ourselves set up. Make sure to like and comment to help this video with the algorithm as we get ourselves set up for map number 2.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
Map number 2, ladies and gentlemen, as Diki Suaves have taken the lead, we head to Hell's Heaven for round number 2. And we're going to see the Iron Man banned out once again by vbq, trying to get rid of that powerful character for Pelo, where we did see In and Out counter it out with a little bit of just straight up targeting, just trying to bully the Iron Man away, and that worked out for them. Instead of banning it out, vbq, they choose to ban it away. Diki Suaves, similar reaction to Kuchu's Wolverine. It's just so terrifying of how good they are with this Wolverine, forcing them onto some of these more melee vanguards for the side, protecting the magic. Diki Suaves keeping Nash on the character they are happy with, as NA Goat gonna be protecting and currently hovering onto that Black Panther. The Groot is banned out this time. That is some targeting. Lopez Toashi just doing such an incredible job. Gets a well-deserved second ban from vbq. What is Diki Suave's second ban? They take out the Thorn. Interesting, because Kuchi was already hovering onto the Venom. But they're trying to target ban out Kuchu here. Trying to keep them off their strong feet. Trying to just push them into something they might be less comfortable on. Let's see if that works. Will target banning this one player make a huge difference here? Because it's given over basically everything else they might want. They've got the Hela, they've got that Black Panther, Doctor Strange is here, the Hulk is available if they wanted to do a Gamma team up. They've got a solid selection here as they're going to be setting themselves up. Let's see if they are able to take this as Diki Suaves 1-0 up. Nash, despite getting that magic protected and hovering in with it, is currently hovering the Namor. Very interesting. Seeing that Black Panther getting picked here. They are hovering Black Panther and they're hovering the Penny Parker. Now, again, this is Season 0. They did see quite a lot of play, both of these. In fact, they're very good characters, especially on console. The Penny got a lot of play on PC, a lot less so. But if you're against a Black Panther, these two are pretty good. Black Panther has to step up. With the right amount of nests and mines, which they are running it in. They're going to take this full defensive setup. Try and punish Black Panther from diving in. Let's see if it works out here. Taking down the side wall, but going to make their way in as Lopez going to be pushing up onto the point, sending out those Arachno mines. Little bit of damage onto the black line. Spiderweb snare is blocked. There comes the Black Panther. Ooh, very aggressive use of their bionic spider nest here as they start to push up. Kuchu up high on the Venom. Lopez Toashi going to be dealing with that as Pelo on the Doctor Strange this time. They've gone for a little bit of a roll swap. Going to be bringing this out. Joseph G was on the Hela, but they are taken down. Lopez Toashi, we called it. They pick up NA Goat on that Black Panther with their bionic spider nest. Trading the Black Panther for the Hela here. Nest about 3 seconds off of cooldown. Trying to set themselves up once again. The dive comes in. Nest immediately drops down. While it's going to be picked off quickly, it does hold the position. It forces that Venom to back up unless they want to use that symbiotic resistance early, which they do. Absorbing that, but they trade it for the cooldown of the Bionic Spider Nest, giving them the opportunity to step up, but they're currently not. Her bad pup was taken down, sent back to spawn on that Doctor Strange, meaning that they do not have the capabilities to really push in that aggressively. Fate of both worlds going to be coming out from Draith and Venko to try and turn this round, allowing the line to make their way into the air on this Goddess of Death to try and break through, but is getting absolutely no one solo onto Venko, which will be taken down by NA Goat. Spider time with the Spider Sweeper. Lopez Toashi trying to hold the line. Aya Magamoto did come out, takes out the line. Mines, Spider Spawner. This is a solid defense right now for the side of Diki Suaves, but vbq have contained this fight, and as such, we will see them take control and will grab their first points. vbq vbq back in it. Diki Suaves respawning, going to be making their way back in. They have Goddess of Death and that God of Mischief available. Horde of Proteus just about to come off cooldown. Kuchu running with that Venom. Eye of Agamotto coming out, mostly blocked by the healing of the Loki with that extra protection of the regeneration domain. Josen G takes themselves to the sky, trying to get onto the backline, but they escape through the main doorway. Shields getting dropped across the board, shutting down a lot of this extra push. Ling Fate of both worlds from the God of Mischief, allowing them to sustain through, and vbq holding onto control, will continue to push through. Horde of Proteus comes out, preventing a lot more chase, but they're still going to be able to back away and keep hold of the main objective. Currently 76 to 49 in favor of Diki Suaves, but vbq hold control. Nest down, giving them the sustain. They need a little bit of healing over time and an overshield if they are able to just keep this push going. Dropping the nest so that they can try and push up a little bit further. Look at this, mines on the wall. They're expecting the Black Panther to come in, so they're trying to set it up so that if they do, then there's just a chance that they do catch something. Kuchu drops low, takes out the nest. Lopez Toashi now a little bit vulnerable. Steps into the regeneration domain, though. That keeps them basically invulnerable, allowing them to push on through this. There comes the Fate of both worlds from Draith to allow them to counter push. Venkum will counter the drop here so they can make their way onto the point as overtime is approaching. Pelo, Eye of Agamotto takes out Ling Xiaoyu as the line is in the sky. Trying to burn through the penny. Will be able to take down the Bionic Spider Nest. Pelo also incredibly low. Wants to get onto Josen G, but they escape behind the wall, but that's still the line in a great position. Drop down sniped as Nash has finally swapped onto the Magic right at the last moment. Up to the high ground, trying to burst through the front line, taking down Strange. Her bad pup, the Eye of Agamotto, not going to be working in their favor here as Nash has driven them back on overtime. Black Panther is finished off here. Last second swap off of the Namor so that they can break the siege. vbq, it's 99 to 83 right now. They're likely going to be portaling in to give them the chance to touch on this overtime. Here they come into the point to try and take it. Frenzied Arrival coming in. Jokerlol with the clone onto the Lunar Snow so they can push in with a Fate of both worlds as they make their way onto the point. It's Spider Sweeper for Lopez Toashi to try and break through. Drape has the sustain with the Fate of both worlds to buy them that extra time. And Ling Xiaoyu counter Spider Sweeper here to try and zone off the point, get the mines and pick off these backliners. They do drive back the Magic. They drive back the Lunar Snow and the Hela. Regeneration domain immediately for Ling Xiaoyu, trying to keep the team up, but they're focused down and picked off. Lopez Toashi is playing hyper aggressive here, and Pelo, even if they do step up again, has the Eye of Agamotto held onto it and will keep it as they head into next round. Absolutely smashing game number one. And Diki Suaves continue their incredible push here. One map up and now one roundup. The Penny Parker coming in, utilizing the Namor for the first half, but once they realized they'd already lost the point and weren't getting it back with the Namor, they weren't able to set up, they weren't able to get the time, there was just too much damage absorption coming in. They gave up on the Namor and brought out the Magic. vbq now, they will be bringing out the Namor as NA Goat will be moving over to that off of the Black Panther, realizing that this Penny Parker is kind of shutting them down and it's not worth it. Kuchu will now have to be the one to try and dive in and absorb a lot of that damage, but that symbiotic resistance will allow them to absorb a lot of that damage and potentially to dive in. Lopez Toashi dropping this nest down here so that they can get an overshield so that when they go through the portal, they can capitalize. Lopez Toashi setting up on the high ground. Seeing NA Goat on the low ground. Her bad pup trying to push in. There's the Frenzied Arrival. trying to push through. That's going to be a retreat coming out from her. Bad Pup zoned off the point as Joseph G diving down onto the point, completely surrounded, forced into the goddess of death. Now can they get the pickups from this? A little bit of damage onto NA Go, finds the line, finds Draith, and these are expert sniper shots coming in here from Joseph G, finding perfect targets, gets a triple. Nicely done. That is going to be the point once again, going over to Diki Suaves as vbq are in a lot of trouble now. They need to start finding an opportunity to make this back, or they are going to be sent to match point. Little bits of damage coming out. NA Go on the flank. Wide on the flank here. Gonna decide against it. A little bit scared off going into the 1v1 situation versus the Magic. Pelo pushed very far up, takes a little bit of damage, but will be picked off. Frozen spawn. For the Proteus, directly on, gets a little bit of CC, but overall is absorbed thanks to the Lunar Snow, as Venkum will be shutting this down, but Joseph G is still dropping very low. They might be able to finish them off anyway. It's Line in the sky once again was able to get that isolation, and now onto the high ground to try and get onto JWol to try and finish them off. Ayamagamoto came out, stunned down a lot of the backline as Venkum will fall. JWol onto Darkchild coming in here, but picked off immediately as NA Goat has finally got the freedom to move and land those shots. Damage outputs coming in, and we see vbq claim control of the point. Reminder, this is a lower bracket game. The winner will move on to that lower bracket semi-final, but the loser will be sent away, sent home, and will be forced to wait until Season 1 to try again. These games were played in January. The game started in March. They had a month and a bit to wait before they got their chance at redemption. But that's a month and a bit where they can go away and try and bring it back. Regeneration Domain is timed perfectly. All that time to practice. We'll see who needs it as here comes Feast from the Abyss from below to try and take down Lopez. But there is just too many bodies on the point here. Diki Suaves reclaim control. 67 to 42 right now. vbq forced off the point, and Diki Suaves extending their lead. Portal immediately up onto the high ground. Cancelling the nest, drops it underneath. You don't want it in a place where they can shoot it if you can help it. In this case, if they want to drop down onto the objective. I love this. Look at that. Utilizing the web to bounce up and down so that they can harass and then back out. Harass and then back out. Spider Sweeper to try and zone this. They do have that bonus spider nest down. It does just get picked off now, meaning that they're not going to get a lot of that extra support from the Bionic Spiders. But Lopez Tozashi still doing some amazing sustain here, keeping them off the point, and everyone else has been picked off. NA Go in full retreat, and that is going to be game number 2. Going over to Diki Suaves. They are 2-0 in this series. One more win for Diki Suaves, and they will be moving on to that lower bracket semi-final versus AFBS. Hang on, I always forget the letters. AFBS, let's go! Good job, memory. Looking at the statistics. This time it is Pelo who takes the MVP. 13 and 3, with 10 of those being final hits. Most eliminations in the game outside of NA Goat. Sorry, most final hits in the game outside of NA Goat, who really did their best for their team there. Damage blocked. 33k. Gonna be Pelo once again. Doing a lot of work for their team. Kuju last second swap onto the Magneto to try and give them the shields to push on through. Did not work out. Seemed to struggle a little bit. Got 30k damage blocked. Did actually get eliminated less times than her Bad Pup, so was able to stay on the point. In fact, got eliminated the least amount of times on their team, tied with Draith, who played very safe, and it shows in the 27k healing. Most in the game. Top damage. I would have thought NA Goat would actually have been a little bit higher, but they were zoned out pretty effectively. It's going to be Joseph G, who will take that with 17k, 2k more than Nash, 6k more than NA Goat, 1k more than Deline. And with that, Diki Suaves extend their lead. They are now 1 win away from moving on to that lower bracket semi-final to play against AFBS. Reminder, that lower bracket semi-final will be tomorrow's game. Who will be in it? The day after will be the upper bracket final. Then we will have the lower bracket final followed by the grand final. So reminder, make sure to subscribe so that you can see those games when they do go live, and ring that bell as we get ourselves set up for what might be match point. Can Diki Suaves close this out and secure their spot in that lower bracket semi-final? Or will vbq be able to pull off the comeback and set themselves up for that reverse sweep? Don't go anywhere, or do it's a YouTube video. You can pause it. We'll be right back after this short moment.
I'm always flirting with pain, she like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside. You see, hate themselves in society, so I let them speak quietly while my actions speak wider. See, they be hiding in privacy with the screen. Oh, the irony to hate someone who's trying to be whatever they would like to be. We all feel the anxiety, we make our own rivalries. Yo, so where is all the positivity? I feel like we all just hate on everything, is killing me. Thoughts build quick, causing different possibilities. Negative thoughts will cause different disabilities. So do better, work hard under pressure. If you got no time, work smarter than ever. Don't ever let them tell you that you can't never say never, and turn your mind into the truest to go-getters.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest, there ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
I'm taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something...
It is map number 3. Bayonet T'Challa, we're back to domination. And Diki Suaves, after a solid performance, are going to try and close it out with a repeat of such. The magic has finally been banned away here. vbq are sick of it, whereas Diki Suaves, they're going to stick with their plan, taking out the Wolverine, trying to just continue to ban out Kuchu. Lopez Toashi is currently hovering the Doctor Strange. Not the Doctor Strange, sorry, the Captain America. Joseph G is Doctor Strange. Incredible Hulk as a protection. This could open the possibility for an Iron Man. If it is not banned out, Hela going to be protected just in case, giving them that option as well. What is going to be that second ban? vbq, what else are they scared of? What's been causing them problems? They do take out the Iron Man, not willing to take the risk. Final ban. Diki Suaves. Waiting for the opportunity. They go with... That's supposed to be my filler phrase right now, because that made no sense at all. They're going to ban out the Black Panther here. Did appear, was a little bit scary. Let's see, her bad pup hovering the Punisher, but looking to maybe swap off it here. And a goat back on their Doctor Strange. Wraith bringing out the rocket. They're going back to a little bit of the basics. They've run this before. Leaning on that Punisher to try and break it, whereas Diki Suaves, they're mixing it up even more. Hyper Dive coming in here. They've got the Venom. They've got the Hulk. Psylocke coming in here. Hyper aggressive and Doctor Strange. That is a triple Vanguard from Diki Suaves. Interesting. Triple Vanguard coming in here. Let's see if it works out in their favor. vbq, they're sticking with the 2-2-2 to try and set this up. NA Goat going straight for the portal. Joseph G not going to be mirroring so. High ground going to be picked up by vbq. They get the aggressive position. Applying the pressure. Trying to keep the power. vbq dropping low as NA Goat is getting focused, but the healing output seems to be pretty good this time. That dive potential working not so well as Joker LOL is zoned out, popped down into Bruce Banner, picked off here. Nash is now the target, forced to dash away, but completely surrounded, and vbq one by one focus them down over and over. Joseph G will get denied. And with that distraction, Diki Suaves are actually the first to take the point here. Joseph G will almost certainly fall here. They're getting the healing, and actually they're gonna stand. They will hold. Looking to drive them back. Both these teams going hard on the supports right now. Really trying to make sure that they can tank through with these frontliners. Infinite ammo for her bad pup. Melts through Joseph G. Lopez Tozashi falls, and they clean house here. Nash coming in one more time. Adjudication, sticking with rapid rate of fire as opposed to swapping over to Deliverance for that extra, just quick spread damage of the shotgun. They're just going to stick with that full automatic. Zipline to the high ground and setting themselves up with a culling turret in the doorway, trying to keep the damage output high, trying to keep them zoned out, but with Venom diving in from the side, smoke bomb to back away, avoiding the face of the abyss, but Ayamamoto coming in from Joseph G from the backline is setting Nash up to wait out that Fate of Both Worlds. Neither team is losing anyone yet. Fate of Both Worlds expiring. Dance of the Butterflies will take a Herban pop. Ling Jae goes down to Joker LOL. And this is going to be Diki Suaves taking control of the point. Down goes Kuchu. A full chase down, and Diki Suaves take back the point. Back and forth so far. 38-38, but Diki Suaves hold the point. Begin to give themselves a little bit of a lead here. Nash doing everything they can to push on through this. Culling turret set up. Psionic Stealth to try and get in behind to avoid the turret and get onto the Punisher on the back. Successfully doing so. Her bad pup will fall. NA Goat. Shield breaks, forced off the point. Thorn, Kuchu is down below, a little bit out of position, doesn't really want to be here. Awakening Rune to try and take out Pello, but that's been a quick body swap, meaning that Kuchu is now in trouble as Venom gives chase. Will grab a map peel, looks to try and contest this as damage boost is coming out. Final judgment for her bad pup with the healing, but there's just too much damage as Joseph G will pick up the elimination. Lopez Tozashi is doing huge work on this Venom. 88, 89, it's 90% right now, but down they go, and vbq, the numbers are starting to look in their favor as Diki Suaves, they got the first initial engages, but vbq are finally able to take the point back, 92-48.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Culling turret set up once again. We'll likely see Venom sail on past. Portal. Not Portal. Calm Walk. The advantage of being a console player is you can slow down your walking speed and go for an aura walk, which also, coincidentally, does make it so your footsteps are a little harder to hear. Culling turret coming in. The dramatic walk has been cancelled as it is time to make the play. Joseph G Portal onto the Punisher. Wrapping around from behind, into the backline. Dance of the Butterfly can be coming out as Kuchu. God of Thunder, blocked by the Regeneration Domain, shutting it down. Here comes Feast from the Abyss, directly underneath. Damage output is solid, but there's just too much coming in. Kuchu dropping low, holding onto the line in the air, with the Goddess of Death gets two. Her bad pop revives at the BRB, and as such, vbq have taken out 3 without losing a single member. Culling turret to focus onto that incredible Hulk. In the Hulk smash, down into Banner and down into Spawn as vbq are going to claim a round. Big for vbq. Getting the performance back in. Heading to the Imperial Institute of Science. vbq bringing out that Punisher, and it works out. Diki Suaves moving off of the 3-1-2. And they're going to be bringing it back to a standard 2-2-2 as Joseph G gets rid of Strange and is bringing out the Hela. Trying to maximize damage output that way. And JWol will move on to the Strange. Lopez Tozashi will be bringing out the Hulk, so they keep the Gamma upgrade that way. vbq now. They are finally in an advantageous position. They could be able to reset this round. Everyone is shielded up. They dropped the Rockets packed lunch to give everyone a shield with that BRB before the round began. They are trying to tilt the game in their favor in every way possible. Making their way in. Quick pokes. And a GOAT playing very far up here. Damage bonus already coming in from the Seer in the backline, but NA GOAT is keeping them zoned away. Her bad pup keeping everyone off on the flanks. BRB taken out as Lopez Tozashi was sneaking in from the side. Has to use the indestructible guard. That is a brave dive into the backline. Quick jump out. Any crowd control, and that could have been disastrous, as here comes the final judgment, and there goes the final judgment. Pelo with the fate of both worlds, sustaining them through as they dive into the spawn point, trying to force vbq back. Kuchu falls, and Diki Suaves are back in control, 17%, and vbq are on the back foot once again. They need to find their way back into this. Lopez Tozashi in there. Aya Magamoto, good healing coming out, hyper pressured, grabbing the Strange to prevent any more shields to give the team some opening. And it works, taking down that protection. Joseph G finds a double, and JWol takes out Deline. That was beautifully executed. Her bad pup trying to melt them down, but this is vbq currently trapped in their base as Diki Suaves are already up to 55%, halfway there to getting this round even up. Dance of the Butterfly will take out NA GOAT. Lopez Tozashi making sure that there's enough pressure being applied here to give them the space they need, but JWol does fall, and this will be the retreat. Back up, don't get team wiped. Nice tackle, interrupting Kuchu, making them isolated, focused down, and picked off beautifully. Keeping them zoned away, would love to get onto the strategist, and they do. Joseph G is just charging people down right now, gets an A-GOAT. 90%. Can anyone make it onto the point? NA GOAT does not have Portal. With 5% to go. Yes, Kuchu charges in and does make it, but is already getting targeted down. They activate the overtime for their team, but who else is there? Draith is charging in. NA GOAT's running. Her bad pup's not there. Ling Jaeung makes it there, but they are staggering in one by one right now. BRB sent directly onto the point to give them the extra time. Her bad pup up on the high ground with the final judgment, but they're completely distracted by Nash. But they do turn around, they do make it. The BRB is taken down. Hulk forced into the Hulk smash form as they're holding on the tiniest slither of overtime, but they are making their way back in. Deline, I think, revived Kuchu to get them back onto the point as well here. And vbq on overtime are holding the point. They're getting their first percentage here as the culling turret is set up to just blast through the reinforcing members, whittle them down, burn through some of those shields and healing abilities. Force them on cooldown, wrap around from behind, her bad pup. Zipline having a little bit of trouble with it, but will get to safety. Setting their targeting onto those front line members as they try to force their way in. Hulk diving in, trying to force their way onto the point. Dancing the butterfly from Nash will shut this down. Kuchu dropped a God of Thunder, trying to hold it. But Kuchu brought back at the BRB, meaning that they do have a body to dive onto the point with Storm Surge. Lightning Domain to buy them just a touch of extra time, but they are taken out. Now it's Ling Jae-yu buying time with mobility to try and just keep themselves on the point. Herban Pup down, NA Goat down, Draith is all that's left, and they know it's over. 1-1 in this game number 3. If Diki Suaves can take it, then this series is over. vbq, they have to secure this or they will be eliminated here. No pressure. Are we going to see any compositional swaps? Yes, we do. The Punisher has been abandoned. Draith bringing in the Loki, her bad pup with the Namor. They're going ham on the Asgardian team up here. Putting a lot of pressure onto Deline to try and lock this in, keep the team sustained and burst on through that way. Fruit wall being dropped. Trying to trap some members in that center area, but there's too many. Everyone's paying attention. They break the wall quick enough. Portal going to be dropped right away from JWol. NA Goat not doing the same. So positioning behind. That is super brave. But Diki Suaves, what a play. Hyper aggro immediately from behind Regeneration Domain. And the Oceanic Dominion is going to be coming out. Joseph G takes to the sky. NA Goat will be blocking them out here, trying to keep them off the point. There's the Eye of Agamotto blocked by the shield. And Diki Suaves, they used an ult for it. They only get one elimination, trying to make it 2. And there we go. There's the momentum. And Diki Suaves will claim the first point, getting almost a full team wipe, getting Kuchu as well. Her bad pup falls up above, trying to retreat up there. And that is vbq forced to back out and reset here. Holding the doorway, keeping them pushed off the point. NA Goat 47 seconds until they have their portal. Lopez Tozashi setting up the ramp for their team so they can control the high ground better. We'll be backing away, playing it safe. Joseph G has fallen. Pelo with the fate of both worlds. Matching Ling Jae-yu with the God of Mischief from Pelo to try and hold on to this. Terrain collapse, leaving only 1 point of entry here. Pelo drops low, transforming back into Loki, tries to swap but is picked off here. And finally, vbq are starting to get some momentum. Thor charging through JWol. And now onto the classic matchup. It's Thor versus Hulk. Hulk is angry though. Hulk is very angry, but it's not going to be enough. Down into regular form, dancing the butterfly. And they just tag through it. Regeneration Domain shuts it down, but this does give the opportunity for Lopez Tozashi to escape into banner. Counter with that Regeneration Domain, shutting them down as Draith with the clone, giving them their own fate of both worlds to push on in. vbq are trying to hold on to the point as they've only got 17%, 13%, sorry, versus 61% of Diki Suaves. Diki Suaves forced off the point as Nash already taken down on that sidelock. Hulk back in, focus down, drops low. Deline trying to land the finishing blow but can't do so. Horde of Proteus blocked by the shield, but the shield breaks, leaving it open for Deline to find the final hit as they are chasing Diki Suaves off the point, and vbq are starting to get the momentum here. Down goes Kuchu. Deline, now's your opportunity to pull off a hype play, find an elimination, and Thor's coming back. Time expires. Thor sent back to the spawn. Deline forced to back up. Lopez Tozashi diving in. Aya Magamoto coming out from NA Goat, who is dropped low, tanking as best they can, but JWol gets the counter elimination here. Counter Aya Magamoto onto Kuchu, taking out the front line and opening themselves up to push on into that Namor and take them back to the tunnel. Damage output is good. Back into the tunnel. And Diki Suaves reclaimed the point. 71 to 66 in favor of Diki Suaves. Creeping further and further towards that lower bracket semi-final as the clock on vbq is beginning to tick down. Dance on the butterfly from Nash to try and take him down, but the sustain from Ling Jae-Yul with that Fate of Both Worlds is shutting down that push. They make their way onto the point. JWol knocked back, but still attempting to contest. Goddess of Death from vbq as Draith picks up Venkum. That is huge. The Hellas are in each other right now, preventing a little bit of vision, but both of them are finding eliminations. Both drop down at almost the exact same time. There's the Astral Flock as Josen G tries to retreat. Deline finds the elimination, but is taken out by Lopez Tozashi, who's giving everything they can. And of course, it comes down to Hulk and of course the Thor to try and contest the point. Deline trying to buy a little bit of time on that Loki, swapping to the clone. Copy coming in from Draith onto a Lunar Snow for a Fate of Both Worlds. This is going to allow vbq to try and tank through this portals from both teams to get everyone onto the point. Trying to hold the line. Overtime's ticking down. Diki Suaves are about to eliminate vbq, but vbq are finding the eliminations. Down goes JWol, pushing on through. Hulk is back as banner, and a miracle has happened as vbq hold on Warrior Falls. It is a minute to midnight for vbq right now. Seconds away from total annihilation, but they are still holding on. Keeping their defense set up. JWol taking a lot of damage as is Lopez Tozashi, but they do have the sustain coming in. NA Goat has one of the few ultimates left available right now. Aya Magamoto does land, but the Fate of Both Worlds is counteracting all of the damage. They don't have the ability to burst through this, meaning it's up to JWol to time it well. Does land it. Fate of Both Worlds from Ling Jae-Yul, though, is doing the exact same thing, countering it out there. Kuchu snipes Venkum, and Palo on the backline with the God of Thunder, beating her bad pup. Has the opportunity to snipe on through. Josen G is in the sky with that Goddess of Death. Takes out her bad pup. Lopez Tozashi down into Bruce Banner, and who is left at the point? Venkum's down. Pelo trying to hold, transforming into the Hulk. Hulk smash, giving everything they can here. Trying to delay, but they're targeted down. They're all alone, taking so much damage. Transforming back into Banner. Have they bought enough time? Down they go as overtime is ticking down. Spider-Man for the fast rollout from JWol as Nash and Venkum taken down, but it's too slow. And vbq take game number 3 and are still in this series.
Another epic victory.
Draith gets MVP, clones out the wazoo, copies out the wazoo with that God of Mischief. Only getting taken out 3 times, literally half anyone else in the game. Getting 4 final hits, not a lot of damage, as you might expect here. 30k healing, keeping up with Pelo. A little bit behind the Lunar Snows, but not too surprising there. But they were present. They were piling on pressure. They were keeping their body on the point at times, healing up when needed. An impressive, impressive job. Draith keeps vbq in this series. 12 final hits from Kuchu, 17 for Deline, 25 for Joseon G, 42 eliminations, 25 final hits, 30k damage, 1k more than Deline. Damage blocked, 49k for NA Goat. Just holding with everything they could there. And this series will continue as we are now getting set up for what is a game number 4, in this best of 5 series. It is still a match point for Diki Suaves, but vbq, there are signs of life. They're not out yet. They will not go quietly into that night. Trying to show us that team that up until now had not dropped a map. Trying to bring it back. Will they continue? Let's find out after this break.
Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots.
You are not as tough as
I'm back, you know that I never left. I got tracks and some music that you never guessed. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got heart. I'm ready to change scars to envy.
It is game number 4. The teams have swapped sides. vbq now on the left on defense in Shin Shibuya. Diki Suaves on attack on the right. It is still match point for Diki Suaves. vbq still teetering on the edge as Magic and Wolverine will once again be banned away, and Thorn will be protected. vbq trusting the work of Kuchu there, trying to prevent another target ban situation like we saw in game number 2 there. Dr. Strange will be saved as well. Second ban for Diki Suaves. They remove the Hella. Deline causing a little bit too much grief for them here. You can see Pello considering that Star-Lord, expecting the Iron Man to continue to get banned away. They're looking at another flyer and taking out the main counter flyer in the form of Hella. This is a solid, intelligent draft by Diki Suaves if they want to do that. For now, though, they're going to stick a little bit more simple to open up. They're going with the Namor, bringing out the Psylocke. They're just going for consistent damage here. And of course, that Namor to try and punish out the Thorn when it tries to dive in. Deline thinking about going for a Star-Lord of their own, because Draith does like that Adam Warlock, so they do have the option to lock this in. Ling Jae-yu could even swap to the Mantis here if they wanted to. No, Draith's not going to go for the revives, going to go with Cloak and Dagger instead. Solid healing output, a little bit stronger than the Adam Warlock at the time of these games being played. This is pre any Adam Warlock buffs. The Cloak and Dagger was very, very effective at this stage, and it still has that auto-targeting heals, so that you're going to have an easier time keeping that hyper-mobile Star-Lord up and going. So it's actually back to what brought them such great success in game number 1, hovering on the Groot for the moment. And here they go. Portal. Is there a counter portal? No. No Portal Grease coming in at all here. Here we go. Portal up to the high ground, floor destroyed. Will make their way up there. Terra Cape just short on range. Trying to take out the Oceanic Dominion to remove that extra damage output. Creeping forward. Rooms getting broken. The buildings collapsing as Diki Suaves trying to force their way onto the point. Her bad pup currently dealing with attacks from multiple angles, has taken position on the low ground, knowing the high ground would be the point of attack here. Trusting their team to do any diving. They're just trying to maximize damage output, but those Groom Walls are actually blocking the Oceanic Dominions here, making it very hard for her bad pup to maximize the damage output. Kuchu beginning to push on forward, beginning to try and apply the pressure as down goes her bad pup. Kuchu dropped low, Deline forced into the building, and Diki Suaves are just slow but steady, forcing back the members of vbq, picking up even more eliminations. Nash literally chasing them back, preventing anyone from even getting to the door as point 1 is activated.
You need to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Spider Zero is on the way. And Diki Suaves again keeping vbq busy. Every time vbq starts to get a little bit of momentum, Diki Suaves need to find another gear and force the reaction out of vbq. Do they have anything left in the tank to give? Oceanic Dominions coming down. Frozen Spawn at the ready in 7 seconds. What a Proteus. Sidesteps, but does start out the back line. That is a great lockdown from the group. Only finds one member, but it's an important one as down goes the Namor. Draith trying to hold the line with that Eternal Bond, giving them the extra healing. vbqJWol with the Fate of both worlds, leaving Deline without any healing ultimates. If they chose to go into that Galactic Legend, going to have to trust normal healing. Dive into the backline. Kuchu does find Venkum. Aya Vagamoto coming out from Josen G, stunning the backline, taking out vbqJWol and Draith, while the line finds the double. They have no support now, no healers, but it doesn't matter. Oh my god, finds it with the Blaster Barrage, and Deline just saved that for their team. Solo cleaning up everyone. And vbq hold at point number 2. 106 meters down and held. Now that ultimate is on cooldown. Aya Vagamoto for NA Gold's at the ready. Her bad pup has a horde of Proteus. Joker lol holding on to that feast from the abyss as the horde of Proteus does come out. Venkum with the fade of both worlds as they try to push on forward. Once again, going to be trying to hold on to that. Be patient. And they go now with the only ultimate for vbq. Utilizing the boost, regeneration domain, trying to sustain through, trying to make their way onto the point. Once again, utilizing that boost jump pad to try and intimidate, to try and make space. Here comes the Fate of both worlds from both teams to try and force their way through. Waiting it out from above to try and protect their team. They land a double stun, but it's too late. Nash was already in the Dance of the Butterfly, and it is gonna be a team wipe. Draith literally chased all the way back to the tier 3. Will be backing away as tier 2 is activated. And Diki Suaves continue to push in, making their way very quickly towards a full 3 cap. We did see Nash go down, overextending a little bit, trying to chase a bit further. But plenty of time. That card is still quite far back for them to make their way back in and rejoin the team. Both of the Logis have that God of Mischief at the ready. Her bad pup, Horde of Proteus, Deline with that Galactic Legend, Kuchu, God of Thunder, Josen G, just coming off cooldown with that Aya Vagamoto, and is already doing battle quite far up here, trying to force an issue. Horde of Proteus into the backline, will stun out 1, takes 2, counter Horde of Proteus. As the line did take to the sky with the Galactic Legend. Fate of both worlds will shut it down. It's a 2-for-1 right now in favor of vbq. Diki Suaves are respawning though. Down goes the line. Diki Suaves continue to push on up. Josen G playing so aggressive here. Here comes the clone. Wraith into that Lunar Snow. Fate of both worlds to try and take the opportunity to push on through, to hold the line, to break through this front line. NA Goat trying to get onto the Groot, trying to take him down. Aya Magamoto from Josen G, dancing the butterfly from Nash, and this may be a cleanup if it weren't for the fate of both worlds from Ling Zheyu shutting down that push. Groot tried to get a lockdown, it gets tanked, they're holding through. Regeneration Domain shutting them down. Horde of Proteus, Aya Magamoto shuts them down, and this time vbq got the momentum. They take down Venkum, but can they get more as NA Goat is dropped low? They want to get onto that Groot once again. Regeneration Domain coming out. Pelo, Horde of Proteus gets Kuchu, and the line goes down. The overextension, they started with good momentum, and vbq getting picked off one by one here. Frozen Spawn up on the side, on the high ground. They're splitting that damage output to try and just burn through. The sustain from vbq is making it so hard to push through. Groot, though, is starting to make their way through the door, and those walls are coming down, trying to separate NA Goat from the rest of their team so that they don't get the healing. If they can break NA Goat, they might be able to break the front line. Galactic Legend on the back line. Pelo into the Aquatic Blessing. Fate of both worlds. It is shut down, and the line is just trying to get out of there. Joker lol. The Fate of both worlds clone to lock that in. Nash bringing in the Moon Knight for the final push here. Building ult charge so fast with those bouncing shots. Draith, Fate of both worlds to try and push in. Josen G getting taken out by her bad pup. Diki Suaves trying to break the line, but vbq are holding right now, pushing on through with double Fate of both worlds. Stacking them together, but that means now that both of the strategist ultimates aren't available anymore. NA Goat forced to back up. Lopez Tozashi is leading the charge with the straggling prison. There's the Moon Knight with the hand of Conchu, breaking down, taking out her bad pup. Trying to make their way through with the main damage taken out. NA Goat dropping low, taking cover, will be healed back up to full. Has the Eye of Agamotto, but where's the follow-up as the team is already getting taken out? Shield breaks, taken down before they can eye. Her bad pup quickly swapping to the Winter Soldier, but can't make it in time. That's going to be a triple for Diki Suaves. The only way vbq stay in this tournament now is if they are also able to achieve a triple cap and force an overtime. There are no other options. Get eliminated or get a full 3 cap. Her bad pup going to be sticking with Bucky, Winter Soldier online. And Deline moving off by the looks of it off the Star-Lord and might be picking up the reins for that Namor. Diki Suaves, they're sticking with what's been working. Pelo sticking with that Namor. Nash gonna keep that Moon Knight locked in. Used it right at the end. They're able to find the angle. And of course, Moon Knight Groot is one of the classic combos when it comes to this game from Season 0. Pull them all in, lock them all down, and send the moon at them. The pressure is on. Diki Suaves, how much can they hold?
4, 3,
Shooting at Spider 0, a little bit rude.
1.
Portal coming out. Joseph G. Do we see a grief? They decide against it. They're just looking for where it comes out. Portal up to the high ground. Immediately, shots coming in from that Namor. Pelo trying to hold the high ground positions. They make their way in. They've gone back to the Punisher and that Rocket Raccoon with a Winter Soldier as well. Full all in on human firepower, baby! Try and push onto the point. The line chase down Spore Bomb. Lopez Tozashi doing some good damage, setting up a platform to keep themselves sustained as they are in range to get that little bit of healing if need be. Consistently poking, taking a little bit of damage. Spore Bomb coming out. Pelo sent back up to the high ground. Oceanic Dominions and a Frozen Spawn trying to zone away her bad pup and the line on the low ground. The line taken out by Venkum. Wraith dropped low, will retreat, taking cover, but getting chased down from multiple angles here. Trying to keep the team topped up. Rocket's healing is absolutely insane, but the ultimate only really good in conjunction with other people and losing that massive heal output. It's the reason why Rocket isn't picked too much in the higher level. The ultimate is one of the weaker ones for a strategist. But being patient with it, dropping it, and that allows vbq to push on in and take the point here. Diki Suaves. They still have plenty of time. 1 out of 3 on the pushes. They still have the opportunity to shut this down, but vbq getting decent time with that 4 minutes and 34 seconds left to get to point number 2. Taking out those summons. Trying to make their way forward, getting focused down, healed up. Final judgment for her bad pup. Melts through the walls of Groot, but not finding anyone to get a finishing blow on thanks to that regeneration domain. Lopez Tozashi with the root hand of Konchu onto NA Go, who blocks it out. No one gets taken down there, tagging through beautifully. Here comes the Kraken impact. Lands it, but shut down by the Fate of Both Worlds. Soldier's Fist to back away Deline, knowing that that was going to be rough. Horde of Proteus coming in, Bionic Hook, and Josen G is starting to put the pressure on even if they survive. There's that Eye of Agamotto to worry about, but vbq has sent back to reset. Tated shock for a little bit of extra damage there. Josen G continuing to zone away. They still have the God of Mischief and the Eye of Agamotto. vbq, Eye of Agamotto, Sia, and the God of Thunder. And Kuchu is wrapping around, maybe looking for a God of Thunder play. Lightning Domain immediately forcing out that protection from the regeneration domain. Locked down. That does actually force out the Fate of Both Worlds, but down goes Kuchu, reviving at the BRB. But their team is already in full retreat as we see Diki Suaves trying to make the most of that regeneration domain, but it's not working out as her bad pup gets the first elimination, taking out Pelo there. Up to the high ground, onto Josen, trying to get that front line down. Chasing him, will get the final hit as vbq, the distraction of Kuchu and burning that support ultimate so quickly in advance. We are seeing vbq moving in for point number 2. Is this the miracle reverse sweep? Josen G portaling in above to try and prevent this second point of the map. Knocked back by Thor. The cart keeps moving. It stops 4 meters away. Her bad pup trying to hold with the final judgment. Once again, Regeneration Domain is shutting them down. Takes out Group Walls, takes out Strange Shield. They get some value, but they are going to be forced back here. Everyone else back to spawn. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left for vbq to get point number 2 to keep this push going. Or Diki Suaves are moving on to that lower bracket semi-final. Nash keeping the pressure piled on. Just throwing everything at them. Just maximum damage downrange. Random items from anywhere in the house to try and burst them down. Eye of Agamotto stuns out Lopez Toashi, which could be huge as they try to push on forwards. There's the regeneration domain coming out as Vengham will drop the Fate of Both Worlds as well. Trying to push on through. Ling is keeping their team up with the counter on the regeneration. Healing up. And with those ultimates expiring, it is finally time for Deline to pull the trigger, but they're dropped low. They can't pull it if they're already weakened. Joker Lol holding on to that God of Mischief. That could shut him down. Good block by NA Goat. Trying to turn it, but Khonshu comes in with the assist. Reset 1 though. Deline is a triple for the side of Diki Suaves, but an attempt from vbq to try and turn it round. Deline went in with everything. And vbq, they only have one more push left essentially as they have 42 seconds left. Trying to set themselves up. Pushing in to the low ground to make their way onto that point to force the overtime at minimum. trusting their healers. NA Goat drops down below half, but isn't even dropping the shield right now, saving it until the last moment, even using the group walls for that little bit of extra protection. No ultimates are available. JWol into the Lunar Snow in advance of the overtime so they can get that Fate of Both Worlds on the essentially the last 10 seconds. See ya for the extra damage bonus. This could give them the ability, in theory, to blast their way through that healing, but her bad pup with the final judgment will try and melt through as the seer expires. They push on through Fate of Both Worlds. Damage output. They've timed out all of the strategists trying to push on through with everything in their power. Ayamagamoto comes out, Hand of Conchu, and that card is impossible to stand on right now, but they're still giving it their best. Kuchu driving off and on to avoid the ultimates, staying up, keeping their team sustained. There comes the Ayamagamoto into the backline with the God of Thunder! Takes out Pelo, dropped low, Storm Surge to keep themselves sustained. NA Goat goes down, Nash goes down, and they might take down Strange if they're lucky, but no regeneration domain will shut down Kucho. Returns to the BRB, who is there? Draith looking to an opportunity to make their way forward, but they can't do it. The group wall blocks the retreat, and that is it. GG. Diki Suaves will be moving on to the lower bracket semi-final. Diki Suaves with the victory there. Lopez Toashi grabbing yet another MVP back on the Groot after a small leave of absence, and they bring it. 4 times getting eliminated, 27 eliminations, 8 of which were final hits, 26k damage, third highest in the game, and 75,000 damage blocked. That is crazy. That is Josen G plus Kuchu. And they absorbed all of that while only getting taken out less times than NA Goat, Kuchu, and Josen G. That is some tank work there. Top damage. It's close, but by 400, Nash will take it with 28k. And 400, just sniping the 28k and 0 of her bad pup. Total healing, 44,000 for Ling Jeul. Not enough to give their team victory. Huge shout out to JWol though, 38k healing, only getting taken out twice. Lowest in the game, just ahead of Draith, who almost got that accolade there with 3. Impressive work. 12 final hits for Nash and Josen G, 29 eliminations for Nash. But Lopez Toashi, those walls were good. They kept the team split off. They held them off the final point. The Groot roots, the straggling prisons, a little bit too hard to deal with. And with that, we must unfortunately say goodbye to vbq. As they are eliminated from the lower bracket quarterfinals. They will have to wait until Season 1 to try again, which at the time of me recording this is 3 plus 8 is 11 days away, just under 2 weeks. Diki Suaves, they are moving on to that lower bracket semi-final where they will play against AFBS. That will be tomorrow's game. The day after, we will see that upper bracket final of Sweeteners versus In and Out, followed by our lower bracket final, and then of course our grand finals. Only a few more days left. At the time of you guys receiving this, it's going to be about a week, I'd say, if my maths is correct, until the start of the new season. I've got a couple videos planned, but we may actually have like a day or two's worth of break before we jump on in. So there is the fingers crossed. We're going to try our best to keep the content flowing, but I might take a break or two just before the new season starts. We will see. For now, though, if you have enjoyed these games, and I hope you have, then I have been Tetcher. If you liked them a lot, you might consider liking the video to show that you liked it. Leaving a comment about what your favorite plays were for this season, as Season 0 But our coverage of it is about to come to an end, so looking back at all of the videos, all of the console and PC games, what were some of your favourite moments? What were some of your favourite players? And who are you excited to see heading into Season 1 as the North American console games start to pull into a close? So let me know for that. You can also help by subscribing. Help me get to that 5,000 subscriber goal before Season 1, and let me know any suggestions you have for what we have for what I do once I hit 5,000 subs. It would be appreciated if you let me give me some ideas. Obviously nothing crazy, nothing too out of the ordinary, but suggestions are always welcome. There are no stupid ideas. I'll just say no to the ones I don't like. Simple as. And of course, if you're playing in Season 1, then let me know what your team name is and what region you are playing on, and I will try and cover as many of them as I can during the open qualifier stage. For now though, I have been Tetcher. Thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow is our lower bracket semi-final, and I will see you tomorrow.